Rates coming down, 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 down. Guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Steve, your mortgage broker, and I have a really special one for you. I wanted to make sure that you get this information early. I know it's holidays. We have Christmas in a week and a half. 3 days ago, the Federal Reserve has finally confirmed and let everyone in the world know that the United States economy is finally slowing down to the point that where 2024, they're going to shift and start easing. When the Federal Reserve eases, that means that they lower interest rates. They want people to borrow more. They want people to spend. So long story short, borrowing costs go down. Very popular topic. I'm a mortgage broker. I'm going on my 10th year in business. And just the last couple of days, I've already got a lot of inquiries for refinance. And I wanted to just make a video. Man, hopefully it goes viral. Please put like the channel, subscribe, share. Anyone that bought a house in 2023, this is probably the ideal time to start thinking about refinance. Maybe it's not time to pull the trigger because it's gonna get even better based on what all the economists are saying. However, it is time to start thinking about it. In this video, we'll show you what is a refinance, when to know if it makes sense, how does it even work, and then what kind of savings could you potentially have. So guys, stay tuned. So first and foremost, what is a refinance? A refinance is basically when you have a mortgage and then you apply with another mortgage. So let's say, for example, you have a $500,000 mortgage that you got at say October 2023 when rates were at their peak, 8%, 30-year fix. Your monthly payment is $36.68. Now let's fast forward a couple months, maybe a year, maybe 6 months, who knows. But that same $500,000 mortgage could be at 6%. Now, what kind of payment would that be? That would be $2,997. You would save $670 per month or $242,000 over the life of the loan. Now, Bank A, your original one, the more expensive one. Bank B, sometime in 2024, same loan amount, just much better terms, gonna save you a ton of money. So this new bank is going to pay off the current bank. Boom, done deal. It's all done in the same transaction. A lot of people have a misconception that you have to find $500,000 somewhere and come with like bags of money and pay off your current lender. No, it's all done in the process. It's all very automatic, and it's if you deal with a professional, you'll get all the guidance and education on this. It's nothing that you have to do in order to pay off the current loan. Now, another popular question people ask is, Steve, when is it time? When do we know? So my rule of thumb personally, and I've done it with cases where I've had refinances where people take a higher rate. So that's a little bit more complex. It's case by case. But in my personal rule of thumb, if the interest rate is 0.5% lower, it probably makes sense to at least have a conversation, have somebody calculate it for you. Now, if people bought at the peak in 2023 where you got an 8% interest rate, probably now, December 2023, it's time. But anyways, it's probably gonna get better. So I would definitely let this year ride out and start the conversation and see where you're gonna be early 2024. How much does refinance cost? Very popular question, and I get this a lot. I've done a ton of purchases this year, last year, just throughout my career, and most of the time people have this question even before they sign the documents and they get the keys to their new house. People are already thinking. This is an awesome thing because me being in the business for so many years, I know that if somebody is buying a house and they're already asking questions about the refinance, what's the process, how much does it cost, they're an educated buyer and they understand that in the United States, rates are cyclical. So what goes up comes down, and the interest rate and the loan is not something that you're gonna have for the whole 30 years. So in short, the cost of a refinance is about $3,500. Now this covers all the third-party costs, the appraisals, the title, escrow, notary, all of that is covered. There's no hidden fees for working with brokers. There's nothing. I mean, that's a big kind of like misconception on the internet. But long story short, $3,500, you just have to pay for the third-party costs. Now, during the last refi boom, and in my career, I've been in a couple of them. I was able to find lenders because I'm a wholesale mortgage broker. I was able to find lenders that were so interested in getting my client's new loan that they actually took this $3,500 on themselves. Yes, you've heard that right. So my clients received a free refinance. Another really good question, what about the process? Do we still have to qualify? In short, yes. So every time you do a loan, you do have to qualify, you do have to run your credit. We do have to check your income. So if you got any new debts that you didn't have when you bought, we do have to add them and make sure you still qualify. Appraisal. Now appraisal, it's you do have to do it. Sometimes, depends on the equity, depends on the market. A lender might say that it's okay, it's not required. But for the most part, assume that you will need to check your credit again. You will need to document and confirm your income, make sure you qualify, and you will need to make sure that your home values haven't changed and your house is still in the same condition. So those are key. Now, there are exceptions. If you applied for an FHA or a VA, these are considered government loans. They're, in most cases, a little bit cheaper financing, easier to get because the organizations are funded by the government, so they're trying to stimulate people into, getting those kind of government products. Now, that's the only product that you can refinance. If, say, you lost your job and you have this loan, you could refinance without income verification, without appraisal verification. You do need to do credit verification. So if you got a FHA, VA loan, and you had a 600 credit score, you made it, and then come back later, you got a 400 credit score, chances are you're not going to be able to find the loan. Even if it's through this streamlined refi process, that's only available for VA and FHA products. Okay, I got 3 more popular questions that clients have asked me over the years, and I promise you, I'll just try to make it short and sweet, but this topic is very interesting, it's very popular, and I'm very passionate about it because it's really cool to save people money. Now, there is a downside of refinances, and you must know this because this, you guys are all gonna go through this in the next couple years, and chances are you're probably gonna do it more than once. So if you get a 30-year loan, say in 2023 for $500,000, let's just use our example, and then next year, 2024, rates go down, you apply for another 30-year loan. So technically you now have your loan for 31 years. So that's kind of the downside. Most people that understand, they kind of realize that, I'm probably not gonna live here 30 years, so it doesn't matter. But for those that found the place, the house of their dreams, and they wanna spend the rest of their life there, you do have options. By the way, this option is typically only available through the mortgage broker community. Now, let's say you got a loan in 2023 for $500,000. And let's say you wait a little bit, maybe you didn't lock in that ultra high 8%, but you got something in the 7s, and then 2024 it's still hovering in the 6s, and you decide, it's okay, I don't want to go through the hassle right now. Let's wait until 2025 to see what happens. And let's say the rate went down so much more in 2025 that you finally pulled the trigger, and you have 2 years on your original loan. Now, something that I've done many times for my clients is we could find a lender that's going to offer you not a 30-year fixed mortgage, but a 28, meaning you get to capitalize on the lower rate, lower payment, you get to save a ton of money, but you still stay on track to pay off your loan during the original 30-year period. Let's run an example. So the same one that we used earlier in here, $500,000, 8% interest rate, your monthly payment is $36.68. Now, what if we, 2 years later, let's just say the same $500,000 and the interest rate is going to be 6%, but we're going to get you a 28-year loan so you don't have to reset your 30-year amortization. That new payment is going to become $3,075. You will save $592 per month, and you get to pay off the loan at the same time as you originally intended. Another question sometimes people ask is, can any loan be refinanced? Short answer, yes. Since the 2008 financial crisis, the government put a big stipulation on lenders that there's not going to be, or you cannot have any prepayment penalties if it's an owner-occupied consumer transaction, meaning if you plan to live there, second home, primary home, there's not any prepayment penalties. If you win the lottery in a couple of weeks after you buy, you could pay it off. You're not going to be penalized for it. However, there are exceptions. When you're doing investment property transactions, the rules can change because right now there's a very popular program called the DSCR. I'll probably do a video separately on it because I'm doing 2 of these right now. One in Hawaii, one in Florida, where people, based on their life situations, there's no primary income at the moment. So we have to only use the income of the property. And in this case, it's more like a business style loan. So those lenders do have prepayment penalties, and majority of them hold the borrower accountable for the first 3 years. Meaning that if you refinance, pay it off, there's going to be some penalty. But again, it's case by case. You have to check with your lender to know specifics. Now last one, let's wrap it all up. So how much can you save when you refinance? Well, it's really hard, but going on my 10th year, I've done this for thousands of people. Purchases, first home, second home. I've had people that refinance as much as 3-4 times in the span of 4 years. Guys, the market shifts, there's gonna be opportunity for you. But to answer the question, I've seen as high as $1,500 per month lower after somebody does a refinance. And from a global point of view, that's almost $500,000 in saving over the life of the 30-year mortgage. Guys, I hope this content was special for you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. If you like the content, please like the video, share it with your friends. I know you personally know somebody that bought a property, an investment, primary, second home in 2023, and they could benefit on a refinance. So don't keep this a secret. Share this with them, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next video.